Stefan and Justin asked me to talk about what's possible. What's possible with copywriting? This important yet nerdy, artful yet reliable skill that we're all here to learn about over the next 2 days. And I'm so glad they asked me this because it caused me to reflect on my life and my journey with copywriting and to think about a lot of your guys' lives. I know a lot of you pretty well. I would consider you friends. And I noticed some patterns between my journey and a lot of yours. So much so that I even made up an acronym for them. The Fern Pattern of Level Ups. Where are my plant people at? Yes. Bunch of beautiful ferns in here. So we start with lever 1, your financial level ups. And in fact, for many of the people in this room, this is the easiest one, and it comes the fastest. Then we come to your experience level ups. Even flying on a private jet, that's only level 2. God, I really am high maintenance, aren't I? But you'll see why in a little bit. Level 3, your relationship level ups. So many of us in this room together have built incredible relationships. And number 4, your next level ups, which I'm going to go into more detail about in just a moment. Why the hell do I have a picture of chicken here? Because in reflecting on my journey, I realized that before copywriting, I would go to the grocery store and I would sort through every single packet of hormone-laden, unorganic chicken to find the pack that was 25, 30 cents less, so I could penny pinch at the grocery store. Now, I don't even go to a grocery store. And when I do get chicken, it's organic and free range because I'm worth it and my health matters. And isn't it wild how much we all know about health as copywriters? Here's another example of a little financial level up that I've experienced in my life. Who always used to shop like this? For everything, clothing, travel, hotels, show tickets, Amazon. Now, hi to low, baby. Now I want to stay in the best hotel. Even this very, very expensive hotel is a financial level up for a lot of us, right? Even the ticket that you purchased to be here is a financial level up for a lot of us. And you've already heard so many incredible stories about financial level ups today in our opening talks, on our panel. You see them time and time again. Another interesting thing about shopping, though, I used to browse sales, just to buy useless shit that I didn't need for the dopamine hit. I rarely do that. I shop way less now because I realize that everything I want, I already have. The material stuff is all taken care of. And I experienced a lot of these level ups early on as a single gal, but I think about how critical they are to a family. When you're raising kids who don't have to hear their parents arguing about money, kids who don't have to be told, we can't do soccer camp because the uniform is too expensive, or because our work schedule doesn't allow it. Kids who get fed healthy food without question. This literally changes the neurochemistry in their brains. So this is what is possible and what is at stake. Generational change. And on a lighter note, you'll never have to do fucking laundry again. Fuck laundry. This is an apartment in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I had a washer and dryer. This is a luxury in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I still didn't do laundry. I still had a service come, pick it up, bring it back to me every week, perfectly pressed. These little experience level ups sort of bridge the gap, right? They come from the financial level ups, and they make you be more efficient. You enjoy more conveniences and more luxury in your life. I actually put up a YouTube video with a tour of this Williamsburg apartment, and I got some pretty interesting comments on that YouTube video. It's a little bit small for me to read, but I think they say something like trust fund, or I can't see it behind me. But yeah, they assume I'm a trust fund kid. And this one says, all these darn rich people moving to Williamsburg. God. No, not a trust fund kid, not rich. I'm a little Staten Island girl. My parents, who just joined us to listen to me talk, worked their ass off for every single thing that I had. But no shade to these folks, you know, nothing but love for them. They just didn't know what's possible. Thank God we do. As you go through these experience level ups, you'll be able to do your dream shit. Me, I had a nerdy dream. I wanted to get a master's degree in poetry. Not necessarily an ROI generating skill, but I wanted it. And so I got it. And I paid for that in full cash. This is poetry, so I was the only person in my cohort able to do that. And I got to be the capitalist poet. Now you may think, Laura, poetry, who gives a shit? That's such an unrelatable dream. Great. What is your unrelatable dream? What is your unrelatable story that you can experience via this level up? Do you want to go to the Sahara and pet elephants? Do you want to go backstage at 100 Metallica concerts like Troy Erickson? Do you want to travel the world like Randall? Do you want to help dog shelters like Justin? What do you want? That is what is possible. And of course, mentioning travel, here I am in Bali, drone footage of me in the grass. That's my love language right there, right? Going to Greece, going to Colombia, Hong Kong, Medellin, all of these places that I love is, of course, part of the experience level ups. And here's the cool thing. I could show you the photos of me flying there first class, taking private jets and all this. But what's even more important to me is that when I have an experience, I get to share it. Every time I go to a delicious restaurant, I think of my dad. I want to bring my dad to this restaurant. I felt the same way after getting to fly private. I want my family to experience this. So there's my mom and dad on the first private jet flight we got them. And there's my cousin and his fiance when we chartered a jet for them to go celebrate their wedding. Fuck yeah, you'd cheer for that. What do you want your families to experience? Maybe it's backstage passes at a JoJo Siwa or Ariana Grande concert. Stefan would love backstage passes to an Ariana Grande concert. Maybe it's private school. Maybe it's a tutor when your kids need it. What do you want them to experience? That is what is possible. You're also going to notice more flexibility in your life to do whatever you want, whenever you want. One night, I wanted to go play some poker. As you might know, I like to do. I called up my best friend. She was like, yeah, sure, I don't have any money though. I'm like, don't worry, I got everything. I didn't have to check the room rate at the Borgata Hotel in Atlantic City. I was able to just go. Didn't matter what the room was gonna cost. I didn't bat an eye when I handed my friend $100 to play with, knowing she's not a very good poker player and she would probably lose it. But what I did bat an eye at was when she won a bad beat jackpot totaling $100,000. And I got table share, so that was $20K. And then she cuts me out $10,000 cash, says, here, thanks for the $100. So did we get lucky, or did we make our own luck? As the river flows into the ocean, I believe they're one in the same. That was her reaction. As you continue experiencing your level ups, you'll find that the people you meet become more and more and more incredible. Who has met somebody they've like had an internet crush on or been a fanboy or fangirl of today in this room? How amazing is that? It's happened to me too. Got to meet Gary Vee, legendary Jesse Itzler, and there is a photo from Genius Network, a mastermind that I just invested $25,000 to be a part of, and I luckily got sat next to Dave Asprey. And now he's my friend. I number closed him and everything. He's like my best buddy. So the people you meet just keep getting cooler and cooler and cooler, I promise.
I actually have a free tool for you that will help you best determine which action step to take next given your unique situation so that you can get a win for your business in the next 24 hours. And that tool is over at bizwintoday.com.
I even got the opportunity to pay $2,000 to be in Forbes magazine. That was pretty cool. That's how you do it. That's the secret. There I am. I had to zoom in on it. And of course, my experience level ups continue by speaking on stage, as I love to do. I geeked out when Stefan asked me. I was like, really? You're gonna do it? Awesome. And by 26 years old, pretty young, I realized I'll never have to apply to a job again. Who else here has realized that? You've realized that, right? With this skill of copywriting, you can if you want to, but you will never need to apply to a job again. For a kid who graduated from college and submitted 30, 40 applications a day, hit the pavement doing interviews, doing B2B sales in the Bronx on commission only, where business owners would be like, girl, get out of here, to never needing to do any of that shit again, unless I want to, all because of that thing, my computer. Another experience level up that you'll be able to have is to take risks, to create the things you really wanted to create. I got to do that with Eden Beauty, which is a company that I got to grow to the 7-figure mark in its very first year, by myself. It's pretty rare. But because of the skill of copywriting, and because of the knowledge I had gained working with so many clients, individuals just like you in this room, I decided, okay, it's my turn to do it. And then I did it. So what do you want to create? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to speak? Do you want to build a brand, your own offer? Do you want to launch a community? What is it that you want to create? Because today, you are in the best possible container you could be in for that, bar none. Do you believe me? Yes. Do you think I'm right? Let's think about John Boyd and his guitar offer. Tiana's working on a little sneaky skincare offer. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. This is the space and this is the container to do that. And this is part of your experience level up. We're still on part 2. And I want you to remember what is really at stake with all of this stuff as we discuss what is possible. There's my family. There's Eden, who, as Stefan mentioned, has traveled a bunch. She flew 44 times before turning 1. And then COVID happened. We might have kept that trajectory for a little bit longer. She is rich in experiences, and she is much wiser than most 10-year-olds. Anybody who has met her would agree with that, my biases aside and all. And she is abundant and kind. She's not spoiled. Spoiled energy comes from needing to hold tight to everything. But because she has no need for that, she is kind and giving. And we were able to fly my parents out here, first class, to stay with her while Stefan and I stay with you today and tomorrow. And you can tell Eden's having the time of her life, linked arms with her dad and her grandpa. That photo is a little bit blurry because the camera on my cell phone is broken. So you know what I'm gonna do when we're done with the event? I'm gonna go to the store and buy a new one. This is what we're able to do. Just like Matt Katz, his catalytic converter, whatever that is, was stolen, and so he marched to the dealership and bought a new car. This is what we do. Your experience level ups. And that is a nice segue into your relationship level ups. And of course, Stefan and I found love through copywriting in a lot of ways, you know? It was one of the first things that got him interested in me when he heard that I was doing it, and he didn't know what it was. And that'll always be a huge part of our relationship, and our love for business, and our love for community as well. Now, I can't promise that you will find love, you know, when you join us, and by being a copy nerd, but you'll definitely date better. Because as you level up, there's really no other, what are you gonna date somebody over there who's gotta like wait for their vacation from work or something? You can't do that. And along with that, you will also find a group of really hot, cool, bald white guys whose power you can tap into at any time. At any time. They're there for you. Or maybe you'll even find a triad. Your relationship level ups. In fact, if somebody else in this room has helped you in any way, please raise your hand. And how about if it wasn't business help? How about if it was help with your mindset, help with who you are, help with your family, your relationship, something like this? Isn't that remarkable? The reason that I go the distance every single night during these events and stay out as late as nearly anybody else is because I am with my people now. I do not do that in other groups of people. But I finally feel whole and welcomed. And that continues on and on. The Australians do a group Zoom call at like 11 p.m. my time at night. I don't know what time it is in Australia. Some reasonable time for them. But late for us, yes. To keep that community and that tribe active. Does that mean everything is always perfect and easy all of the time? No, of course not. And in fact, this life is not for everyone. It requires an explorer energy, a level of tenacity, self-determinism, and decidedness that you will get what you want. And if you have that, we are here for you every single step of the way to ensure that you never have to worry alone. This was one of the most impactful 3 little lines I've ever heard. If you're dealing with anxiety, don't worry alone. Never worry alone. By being in this room and knowing the people that you now know, you never have to worry alone. And do you ever notice too, as you go through these experience level ups and relationship level ups, and the people around you are all leveling up with you, that when you hang out with an old friend or maybe even meet somebody new who has like a negative thought pattern, somebody would be like, she has everything, fuck her. You'd be like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Or if somebody's like, this thing happened to me and it's all their fault, you'd be like, what the fuck? That's how you notice that you are transforming and that you are leveling up and that your relationship with yourself is leveling up. And of course, all of these level ups are happening in tandem. Language requires me to speak about them one at a time, but they're not linear. They perform in harmony just as an orchestra does to the crescendo of you becoming more of who you truly are. Your relationship with yourself leveling up. Your confidence, your clarity. Scott Mills stepping up as a leader in our community. Michelle Lambert, Kate Vitaluch, all of these people expanding and blossoming. Myself expanding and blossoming right before you, with you. I feel myself transforming, like constantly, with you guys in real time. Your self-worth and your self-actualization improves. This is the real shit. This is the real level ups. The money is easy. We've heard so many income stories that are incredible. For us in this room, the money is the easy part. This is the real shit. For me to be able to feel not perfect, but whole and loved and accepted for who I am and supported by you, This is the level up. This is what's possible. And for a lot of you today, you're now standing on the line between now and the next 30 years of your life. And if your past has been hard, then today is the day you can fetch back the time that's been stolen from you. Which leads me to my level 4, your next level up. For me, that's Diamond Day, on which I was supported by so many incredible people in this room in a capacity that I never would have expected. So thank you. What do you want, though? Maybe it's just 5K a month. As I mentioned, that is the easy part. What do you want after that? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to speak on stage? Do you want to launch a brand? Do you want to be a mentor? Do you want to build your own community? What is it that you want next? Because that is what is possible. I want you to be somebody that we're able to talk about on stage at our next event. And you can be. You absolutely can be, and I invite you to be. Because that is what's possible. Thank you, guys.
Go ahead and check out my next video. It's the 3 things that are holding you back from leaping to that next revenue tier in your business. I'll see you over there.